He was wearing the libero jersey, actually the same jersey yesterday, but he was wearing the opposite of his teammates. And the first kill of the match is a thing of beauty from Brazil.
And it's Judson. We actually don't see him play very often. He's a 25-year-old middle blocker. He's a rookie. We've seen him substituted into a lot of matches. This is his first start of VNL this year.
And a man who never refuses the call to play for Brazil is Bruno, and he is serving now. USA coming back. Can't get that one to drop, and that one falls Brazil's way, and it's a quick start for the South American team.
Now, Lucarelli, one of the best outside hitters in the world. This is, first of all, a great dig. Tales starts the charge there, and then Lucarelli goes way high. Keep in mind all of the angles he's going to bring today. You're going to see cross court, you're going to see down the line, you'll see tips, and you'll see off the hands.
Three-time Olympic medalist Bruno to serve. Sends it at Russell. The back row attack from DeFalco, and he's been so good in that spot this week.
He's the leading scorer for Team USA for a reason. They give him the ball out of system, in system, but he loves that back row attack. And Rob, they give it to him with speed. It almost looks like he's hitting in the front row.
So now the ball in the hands of Jake Haynes, the 25-year-old out of Illinois. And how about that? It's an ace for big Mr. Haynes.
It's just his third year also with the U.S. men's national team, and they say how much he's built in consistency has been so impressive. He's playing at a high level. Can he make fewer errors is what the team's demanding from him.
Haynes hammers it right at the libero. Good overhand dig from Shoji, but this is an overset. And trouble for the U.S. It drops on their side.
That's a costly error, and against a team like Brazil, they will make you pay. If it's tight up there, this is almost impossible for a hitter to do anything with. And you see Russell's just kind of trying to go up there, maybe block it on the way down, but he can't get to it in time.
So USA keeping Matt Anderson out. He's coming off a recent sprained ankle. He did play brilliantly last night. And Russell hammers it down the line, almost cross-body.
Yeah. And Rob, you nailed it. He's looking cross, but then at the last minute, he turns his shoulder angle and goes down the line. Very deceptive, super hard to dig. You can see Bruno there leaving so much line.
Aaron Russell now, the two-time Olympian, former Penn State Nittany Lion. Puts his serve at Lucarelli, and a quick attack through the middle, Schutzen.
He has really made his mark on this match so far. I know it's only 4-3, but he's had 2 kills, and he's found this connection with Bruno. And Bruno, you know, he's used to playing with Flavio, Otavio, but it's nice to see this chemistry early on between those two players.
Early on, the lead is Brazil's 4-3. USA looking for answers. That back row attack doesn't work. Let's see if this one does. Recovered by DeFalco, and then hammered by Ma. Center, nothing.
He's like, he's got this serious look on his face, but what he just did was really remarkable. And DeFalco starts it off by recycling it right into the block, and then Ma comes out of nowhere. No one's expecting it. Otavio can't even get a block up.
Expect the unexpected. I think that's a great strategy. USA with a tough serve. Get the block. Recycled by Brazil, and Bruno makes a nice job setting up Otavio in the middle.
Rob, looking at this match, I never would have guessed that both of these teams played yesterday. Never would have guessed Brazil played a 5-setter. They look fresh, and they have brought the intensity.
They have. We are early on in this one. I think emotionally it had to be tough for Brazil to try to bounce back as well. They're showing no signs of it. Ma gets the set up for DeFalco. He's blocked. Good coverage by Russell, but Haynes can't gather it in.
Yeah, they look like they just dumped that last game last night, especially their block. Here we go, a triple block. That's really where Cuba brought it against Brazil when they won in 5. And it looks like Brazil's brought a page from Cuba's book, because right now they've got a wall.
Alain, 29-year-old opposite for Brazil. He's got 3 out of 4 starts this week. He's working inside of a serve clock. Gets it off in time. And then through the middle, Holt.
Yeah, and Holt actually took last year off just to spend time with family for personal reasons, and he has been very refreshing for USA. He looks like he took a year off because he's got a big spring to his step.
Aikama playing at setter for USA today. That's a hard serve. Again, they're going at Lucarelli. Overhand dig from Russell. Here's DeFalco. No touch. Ball out. DeFalco says, yeah, there's a touch. Challenge coming, USA.
Eric Shoji actually celebrated so hard so fast, and yeah, they're not even going to challenge it. I think somebody saw it or somebody called it. But DeFalco, yeah, and you love that, hey? Good sportsmanship between these guys. I know when I played, I always tried to sell, okay?
Yeah.
But DeFalco just went nuts on that ball.
We're in Ottawa near the Parliament buildings, and we know it's always about honesty, right? I know, I said it, you didn't agree. You just laughed. Honorato gets his first kill of the match in his first start of the week.
He's been so impressive too. This is not the tallest outside hitter. There's just so many options on this team for Brazil, and he's come in and he's done a really nice job of just being consistent and not making a ton of errors.
Doesn't he just look like an athlete though as he gets ready to serve?
Like a wrestler.
Yeah. Wicked serve, but handled by DeFalco. Here's Haynes, picked up by Mike. Lucarelli, cross court. That's special.
Very special. Also, I got to give a shout out here to Tales, the libero. He makes a great dig to just start this whole play. He's in the backcourt. That was a tough hit from Team USA. And Tales, they believe he's a bit of a better receiver, whereas Makey, sometimes when he goes in, he's better in energy and reception.
Holt is blocked. USA recycles it. Here's DeFalco from an odd kind of angle. Back comes Brazil, and hammered cross court by Alain.
Man, he's so powerful. He's going to play in Poland last year. Alain has spent most of his time playing in Brazil, but he got last night off when they decided to start a Buba, and they do that because they need to manage him. He's kind of a guy that deals with some injuries, but they know what he can do. Let's test some other players, but Alain is back.
Also like long distance.
Yes, if I can get my feet there, go
section, 3-4, the back is 1-1.
Yes.
Waiting to
For sure.
Waiting to number 8, no count. Number 8, and it's possible to play over the field. And now we play Alan. Keep working, Perfect. Hey,
okay, yeah. Okay.
Remember the difference.
So USA trying to fight back. Not the start that we have seen them have in their other matches. They really haven't gotten in any kind of distress in their first 3 matches. Sweeps of Netherlands, Italy, Canada. Here's Honorato. Haynes. And that's, of course, Bruno's spot that they are attacking over there in the front row on the right.
Yeah, this is one rotation out of every 6 that Haynes is going to hit out of the outside. And so it's not a comfortable position for him, but that looks like a pretty comfortable shot to me.
Yeah. And even though Bruno's not a little guy, he's not nearly as big as a lot of the other giants. USA back to within 2. Bruno saves that. A chance, though, for the U.S. to get it to 1. No. Oh, what a set by Bruno. Otavio can't finish. Can Haynes from the other side? Oh, yeah, he can.
Rob, that set from Bruno, he loves to just change the direction of the play, okay? So that's where the dig comes from. You'd think the United States wasn't expecting it from there, but they're ready for the defense because they know Bruno. They played him so many times that they say, okay, he's going to do the uncomfortable set because he always makes it.
Right. Yeah, they expect the unexpected from him. Lucarelli doesn't get much on it. USA covers it. DeFalco with the set. Cross court by Russell. Misses.
Misses, but a good lead from Lucarelli. Watch the defense here from Brazil. They're playing perimeter, and when you're so deep in the court, it gives you a better awareness of where the ball might be. Great dig. But here, watch this one. It's a cross-court attack, and Lucarelli, he's deep enough that he knows it's out.
So Brazil trying to put service pressure on USA. Otavio puts it straight into the net equipment. 1-point game. Remember, if you want to take your timeout, you have to take it before you get to 12 points. Here's Max Holt. At Lucarelli. And they continue to swing Allen.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's really missed a beat. He loves the cross-court angle too, okay? That's really his bread and butter. He goes right in between the two American defenders into that, right into position one, and that's a great angle.
Oh, with an ace! How do you do?
One of the smartest players on the planet, but it's Eric Shoji who probably should have got that. He's the libero, oh, pardon me, DeFalco, but nobody's even moving. DeFalco just watches it land. You got to move your feet. You got to make an effort.
Good pass that time from the U.S. and then the tip from Haynes, but he misses the line. And a timeout call, USA.
I am so impressed by Brazil's response. They lost an emotional battle to Cuba last night in 5 sets. They easily could have come into this drained, but they said right away, they said, nope, we're going to watch video of USA and start preparing.
Yeah. We're good. Yeah. Oh, guys, high ball. Hey, it's not goal touching the block rebound. No out. No. With this team, no. Yeah. We create possibility. If the ball is good, block out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. USA.
Rob, sometimes I look around and I'm like, wait, are we in Ottawa or are we in Brazil? Are we in Rio? Like, where are we?
Well, we are in the middle of the volleyball universe right now, and that's what I love. Bruno continues his serving run. And again, this time DeFalco has to work, and they get out of it. Taylor Averill through the middle.
So one of the goals for Brazil was, can we disconnect the United States? And they do look disconnected, but this is a nice recovery. They get a timeout. Okay, let's just come back together. And this USA team has been together for so long. They're like family. It's just about rebuilding the chemistry when they get back together.
Haynes looking to really establish his game here. Honorato. Wow, pipe attack, and it is out.
I know they're looking for a touch right now, but I do think it was out. It didn't get on Averill's hand, and I think that's just an uncharacteristic miss by Honorato. And he's kind of making a prayer to the volleyball gods.
TJ DeFalco saying, no, I definitely did not touch that. Haynes with an ace, and it's a 1-point game.
So I got to kind of swallow my words because I said Honorato is so consistent, but there he's hit one out, and now he's aced. But just look at that power from Haynes, and he really is challenging that outside angle, and that's a tough pass to make.
Here comes another from the 6'10" opposite. Through the middle, Bruno knows how to stop it, sends it to Schutzen, and he finishes it.
Yeah, Schutzen here. It's a quick set from Bruno, and look at the block can't be closed on Team USA, and Schutzen sees that and goes right up the middle.
Lucarelli serves it cross court, but Shoji calls it off and out, calls his teammates off.
Lucarelli, I think he was trying to be too cute there. He was actually really trying to place the ball. He's angling a different way and then tries to roll shot. That's a tough miss.
Aaron Russell plays professionally in Japan, sends his serve, which is picked up by Honorato. Oh my goodness! Oh, Shoji was hoping it would land in after it was drilled off his shoulder.
You see a little smirk on his face? That's his communication with the blocker. Sometimes the blocker, when a libero really takes it on the chin like this, there's a communication. Oh, like, did I take enough? Did I not take enough? But Shoji saying, no, TJ, you did fine. I got to get that.
Yeah, that's my fault. It's good team spirit. And that looked like it was block out, but no, it's block in.
And just look at the height differential between Jake Haynes and, in this case, Honorado. Honorado getting a stuff block on him, that brings so much life and energy to a team. It's kind of David versus Goliath in terms of height.
3-point lead, Brazil looking to add to it with Schützen. Short again, catching USA almost. And then back with the block. Is it Honorado again?
His bounce back just within this match is fantastic. Couple errors, resets, comes back, and just dominating at the front row. Yeah, he says, let's hear it. Come on.
Double switch for USA. Micah Christensen coming in to set. And Kyle Ensing coming into play opposite in place of Haynes. Now this is situational to some extent, but they may keep them this way. 4-point lead, Brazil. Schützen. And USA dodges a bit of a bullet.
Yeah, it's a double sub. Usually you do it to get a different blocker, maybe in the front row, or in this case, Christensen's in the back row. So now you've got 3 attackers. It's just a way of giving you some more options.
Taylor Averill trying to go for the gusto. USA knows they need serve pressure. I heard you say yesterday, when you put a float serve over, sometimes it basically acts as a free ball. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, well, it depends. If the serve doesn't have enough spice on it, it is too easy. Then it is a free ball.
Yeah. Alon, that's a tricky serve. Brazil really on with its serves. And USA comes back. Ensing gets his first point of the match.
And I'm feeling for Alon. I'm in Alon's head right now because here he is in the defensive position, but he's just inside the block shadow. And so you see that reach? Well, if he had been 2 inches to the right, outside the block shadow, this is a great angle. He would have had this ball. He needs to get outside. What's the point of being behind the block? The block's taking that area away already.
Coach John Sparrow showing his confidence in his original starting lineup, goes back to them, and again, of course, gets the height in the front row and the center in the back. That was, by the way, was Ensing's first point of the VNL. Good serve by Ma. And good coverage by Talis. Back comes Brazil on a rattle. Oh, Shoji needed a ticket for the second row to play that ball right.
I was holding my breath. I thought he was going to chase it down. And starts off with a great block from DeFalco. Solo on the outside. Watch Aaron Russell pops one arm up, and Shoji, I think it was a good call for him not to go. He could have hurt himself for longer.
What's some of the craziest places you've ever run to as a libero?
Broken laptops.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And is that off hands? No, it's not. TJ DeFalco is denied, and Brazil has got a 5-point lead.
Yeah, and you know what I just thought about? Ma, he's coming. Christensen, one of the best setters known in the world, but Ma doesn't really have that reputation behind him. He actually was the best setter in the Champions League last year with Ankara, but it's nice to see him start and just do so consistently.
Haynes. Oh, the block is there. Lucarelli.
Well, Brazil, they just look really comfortable in this match so far. And it starts here. Look at Lucarelli. Triple block. He gets all the way from the outside to close it and drops his left hand at the last second.
He looked a little surprised almost. I don't know why. He's so good. Russell from the pipe. No. Here's the bump set from Shoji. Haynes off hands, or at least DeFalco off hands.
Yeah, DeFalco has this just hardcore attitude. He gets so many kills, and then look, in this position, he's going back to serve. He said, yeah, that's business as usual. Now let's go get another point.
However, his team is in a 5-point hole here. Can they climb out of it? Not with that. Now it's a 6-point hole.
He starts off matches usually with a really strong serve. I watched him get 3 aces in the United States' first match. He followed it up in their second match with a couple of aces, but so that's you know what? I'm going to just chalk that one up to an uncharacteristic miss, but he's going to rebound.
Artur comes into the game, and so does Fernando. Double switch for Brazil to get height to the front row. And USA's Haynes puts it off hands and drops it into the hole.
So Haynes takes a lot of heat off of this, but it works well. So that one's really tough because all the defenders are expecting that deeper, harder shot, and it lands in front of them. That's smart.
17 serving 22. Max Holt. Hard serve. Tallis works for it, and it puts it over on the overpass. Chance USA, and another chance. Can't finish. Back comes Brazil. Another block. Brazil recycles it. Left hand tap. Not a point yet. Haynes and Bruno dug it somehow. Ball is pushed over. USA again, and they finally get the point off Lucarelli.
Wow. I don't even know which part of this rally to focus on. There were so many great plays. Bruno gets this dig. I mean, the Americans kept the ball alive over and over and over, but the Brazilians, the sets weren't there, but they kept attacking. You know, yeah. When do I cheer? Do we get that one? Do we get that one? Oh no.
I say we cheer it all.
Yeah.
It's that good. Maxwell Holt out of Cincinnati, Ohio, playing professionally in Beijing a little bit this past year. Bruno in and sets it perfectly for Alain, who tools it off the block.
And this is a really great back row attack. Alain now comes to the front row as Bruno goes back to serve, but watch him soar. He's taking off behind the attack line, but almost lands, you know, right at the center line because of the power of the attack.
Ma tries to go in the middle. Good rescue by DeFalco, at least to get it over. But back comes Brazil, and they take advantage of the mistake.
Yeah. Shoots him, made them pay. Miscommunication, maybe it was just a mistimed set, but it's a free ball, and that's a nice deep attack from Jutsen. We've seen him really pound it at the attack line. He goes back corner there.
Set point Brazil. Bruno serving. They are putting on a master class here. Through the middle, USA comes right back with Admiral. How about that back row fake from DeFalco?
I know, and it's, you know what? It's great because as the middle blocker shoots it, he doesn't know who he should jump with. Do I jump with the middle or the back row?
Because you can't jump twice. Well, you can, but
Bunny hops.
doesn't usually work. Still set point Brazil, and they've taken care of the opening set in style. 25-19 for the team in green and blue.
You know what? Jutsen really came to play. 5 attacks, and he ends it off here. We just saw him attack to that deep 5 corner. Here he switches it up last second and goes to position 1. But what's interesting, it's so deceptive. You don't know where he's going to hit. He changes his angle of his arm at the very last second. That's elite.
2 elite teams going toe-to-toe here in Ottawa. What Brazil has done is hand USA its first set loss of the week.
Wow. And coming off of a loss to Cuba, too, yesterday. You know, Brazil, they were bruised. They had their egos, you know, kind of tampered.
The shoe's on the other foot, isn't it? Because yesterday it was Brazil coming in probably with all kinds of confidence against Cuba. Cuba coming in all banged up after 3 straight losses, and they turned the tables.
Yeah, and so that's what the beauty of volleyball is. You change just a couple player personnel up, you have a good night's rest, you do some good scouting. Clearly, Brazil has scouted the United States because they've got them uncomfortable. USA just, you know, never settled into this. They didn't even reach 20 points.
And you do a little Macarena dance, and then you're ready to go.
Well, I will say all week there has been an advantage for Brazil every time they step on the court because it is like, you know, Brazil 2.0 here in Ottawa. I mean, their fans always show up, but I was talking to one of the Brazilian players after, I can't remember which match it was, but they said it's crazy. It felt like we were playing at home.
I know. Something special, that's for sure. Yeah, Rio de Janeiro, you know, small.
So let's look at the spike placement. You know, this is pretty varied from Brazil. Like, that's really good numbers. The left side obviously gets usually a little bit more because when the ball's off the net, you kind of set out to outside, but still really distributed well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've never seen this, and it's perfect. This is what you aim for. It's almost like I want to take a photo of this. I'm actually going to take a photo of the screen. I got it, because that's what you aim for. You want perfect distribution.
Wow.
And you know who's super happy about that? The middle hitters.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
Well, we have seen as low as 10 or 12% to the middles. So in certain games with certain teams.
You know how much that bugs a middle, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
You keep jumping, you keep approaching, and you don't get the ball, or the pass is off the net, you can't get involved. It's like being in a match, but what's the point?
Yeah, they like to joke, all we do is run up and jump every time and almost never get the ball.
Or as we joked when I played, we called them MUPs, most useless player, M-U-P.
Except on all the great blocks they get.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be interesting. Let's see now if USA has any answers for what they just saw. They're going right back to the starting lineup with DeFalco and Russell and Ma and Holt and Haynes and Averill. And of course Eric Shoji, the glue to the whole situation. Looks like Brazil's going to go with the same lineup again, and why wouldn't they? Otavio and Alain and Bruno and Honorato and Schutzen and Lucarelli. Otavio starts set number 2. USA in white receiving, Brazil in green, and not much on it, but it's picked up by Brazil, and then it's blocked by USA.
Honorato came in on a mission, but that mission was big time denied by Holt, and that's kind of this, like, I was going to call it a bunny hop, but that was pretty big, okay? They really went all out on that one when they saw where it was going.
Holt and Russell both had a hand in the way of that one. Oh my goodness, they recover it. Free ball over, chance for USA to make it 2-0 in this set. And they can't do it yet. Lucarelli, off hands. Russell, out. USA does go up 2-0.
Now, this is a small detail I'm going to point out. When they chased that ball when Brazil put it over, Tales put it over super high. That gives his team a chance to reset and get into defense. That's the reason Honorato was able to make that dig. Because if you put it over too fast, you can't get reset. Anyways, USA does win the point, but fantastic effort from Brazil.
Well, that's a really good point. The more time you give your teammates, the better. I mean, obviously you want to give the other team less time, but that's more when you're actually setting the ball.
Well, you don't have like, you can't afford to give the team that much time there when you're trying to organize yourself.
Exactly. And Max Holt misses long, not by much. Just wants to dial that in a tiny bit. Now this is the rotation where Brazil lit it on fire in the opening set with Bruno serving. USA fully aware of that. And that's why that is so important from Russell.
He was on fire last night against Canada. And their coaches said, you know what? We learned how to win dirty. We learned how to win in an ugly way. And you got to learn how to win all types of ways. Can't always be pretty.
Haynes serve picked up by Tallis. USA gets coverage. Ma sets Russell. Nice coverage again, Tallis. Excellent. Shoji says, I can do that. Here comes Russell again. Oh, what a pickup by Bruno. Lucarelli, tipped in. Did DeFalco leave it? Yes, he did, and it's point USA. What a lead by TJ DeFalco.
I think there's some debate whether it was in or out because DeFalco's leaving it but saying out, but they're awarding it to Brazil. And watch this. I mean, this rally, I'm kind of obsessed with it. It was so beautiful. It's just in. And we're getting the replay there, but DeFalco
so he did leave it.
Yeah, he did leave it. So many great plays there.
So point Brazil. USA up by 1. Here's Haynes. Cross court, but he misses the line.
And again, the American coaches really telling me they're demanding more consistency from Haynes. This is a really high level. He used to make a lot of errors. The last time he played Brazil, he got 27 points, but they want him to just level out those peaks and valleys, be more consistent throughout the match.
Look at Eddie. Nice pick up by Russell. Here's Haynes, and another error for the... Oh, they're going to say there's a touch. So my mistake, Mr. Haynes. Just in case I bump into him in the elevator later.
It's okay. I actually thought he hit it out too. So we must have got the fingernail of Honorado, and maybe if he clips his nails, he's not going to get called on a touch. Because that was just he grazed the hand.
Here comes Aaron Russell. Goes at Lucarelli. And wow, shoots him. Speechless.
He came prepared. It was like he was visualizing last night. He knew he was getting the start. And again, he's gone through that seam a couple of times, right between Maa and Maxwell Holt. They need to tighten that up.
Dead even at 4 in set 2. Brazil won the opening set handily. Oh! And TJ DeFalco just uncorked one.
For a moment, I thought Lucarelli might have dug that off his left foot. And just, DeFalco comes in with power. He used to play beach volleyball. He actually played with Olympian Luciano. But you see how crafty he brings that to the indoor game, okay? He's going to start putting in some crazy shots as this match goes on.
Taylor Averill. Oh boy, that's just out.
And just like that, Rob, the United States have opened the door. They had a good start, missed a couple serves, missed a couple hits, and now we're tied.
Ball in the hands of Alon. And that's an overpass. Oh, but a good reaction by Micah Ma. And that is point Brazil off the hands of the USA blocker.
Point Brazil and point Bruno. We're going to get a replay of this. He goes up with one hand. First of all, this is a really nice cover. And just, like, I don't know how he is so accurate when he sets with one hand. The amount of times you get called for a carry, but he nails it.
Oh, what a play by Micah Ma, the USA setter. He knows they're going to be expecting it, and he hammers it.
I think Ma got a little inspired by Bruno. Sometimes when you're playing in, your setter position, you want to outplay the other position. So he sees Bruno, goes up there, boom, smart play.
6-6, now the setter serving. And USA, boy, if they could just dial that serve in like a foot.
Yeah. I mean, you go for it, right, Rob?
Yeah.
You want to be tight with hitting the lines. You want to make the serve receive work hard to get that pass.
I'd rather it go long than hit the net. That's me. I don't know.
100%. Well, okay, I think you're going to have to apologize to Honorado if you see him in the hotel elevator later, okay?
Well, I'm going to make sure Nick Haynes is standing near me. I'll hide behind him.
But no, you nailed it. At least if you put it over, you're making them talk about it. If it's into the net, it's just a gift.
TJ DeFalco had a 4-ace game earlier, and he's got one here.
Yeah, this had power. He's going seam, I think, to the right inside of Lucarelli there. That's a really good spot because Tales, the libero, should take that one. He should have that left seam because Lucarelli's front row and wants to release so he can hit right after.
And of course, you have, a full millisecond to make those decisions.
But at the same time, when you see that it's going in between you, Tales has to step there quick because if Lucarelli goes right, that's an extra millisecond that he now takes to approach, and it's important that he hits. And Tales, his job is just pass. He's not hitting.
DeFalco. going for his another ace.
Actually, you see him redo the toss. I think the toss was just too far in front. He had to chase it, but he couldn't get the jump on it that he wanted. And then he's chasing it and it goes out.
I thought that too, but I thought it's just me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was his 8th ace, by the way, of the week. Here's Russell. Nice pickup by Honorato. It's going to be set by Alun, and Lucarelli hits but blocked. Bruno picks it up. Honorato setting, and off hands, point Brazil. They just keep coming in waves.
Yeah, and their coverage, Rob. If you're watching at home, remember that coverage is so important. Bruno made a great cover, and then they can recycle that ball, because people always think, oh, if you're blocked, it's just devastating. No, just get there, cover your hitter, play it up again.
Yeah, you want to gather around your hitter as he's swinging, don't you?
Yeah.
You kind of get ready for the next ball. Nice pickup by Alon. Here's Lucarelli. DeFalco setting. Haynes blocked. Haynes one-arms it. Another chance for Lucarelli. Cross court and out.
Well, and you see Shoji. Okay, so sometimes in the rally, this is gross, but the ball can get a little sweaty. And when it lands on the ground, it actually leaves an imprint. And so, first of all, nice up by Alon. And this is a quick set out to Lucarelli, but Shoji's pointing at the ground after, saying, I can still see the imprint and it's out. And I think he gets it.
Here's Holt. Again, they go at Lucarelli. He's going to swing here. Nice pickup. Russell. And the U.S. inching back out front again.
Now, the United States, when they played Canada, their coaching staff were happy with how everybody did different turns at stepping up, but they said Aaron Russell did it in a big way. And here he is right now. Crucial juncture. They've been down to Brazil, but he is making the plays when it counts, giving his team belief.
Speaking of making plays, we saw Bruno diving and putting everything he has into it. I said he always answers the call, and for the 5th year in a row, he is on the roster for the Volleyball Nations League. You know, you might forgive a guy who's 35 years old, who's won 3 Olympic medals, who says, you know, I just need to take this one summer off. Not Bruno. Volleyball? Where? Give me the ball.
Well, he's so passionate. His dad was the head coach of Brazil when he won a gold medal in 2016. This is, you know, he lives and breathes. He actually had a book come out earlier this year. I don't know if it's been translated from Portuguese into English yet, but I'd be interested to read it.
Yes, definitely.
Friends with Neymar, too. How cool is that?
Yeah. Bruno's float serve picked up by DeFalco. Haynes blocked right back at him.
You can see that Haynes' body language is looking just a little upset right now. You know, he gets blocked. He's made an error or two. You can't let the other team see that on your face. You know, it's hard, but you got to fake it. You got to say, okay, I'm still in this.
Right.
Hey, get a little bow here, get a little bow. Hey, let's put some pressure on them after they take 10 minutes wiping the floor over there. It's a total stall tactic on their part. Let's just make sure we're aware of it. They do that all the time. We missed a couple after that. Lock it in. If you need to go with a floater right after that, go with it. Okay?
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, USA.
So Sprawl with a little shade there towards the Brazilians, noticing their stall tactic. And I'm not sure if we should expect a stall tactic here from the States if they get in more trouble. But I like it. It's spicy in here, Rob.
Yes. As the volleyball world turns. It is 11 serving 10. The great Bruno. And is this going to be an ace? Not if TJ DeFalco can get there, but he can't. It is an ace.
Stall tactic did not work for the United States there as they take that timeout. Bruno goes back and just levels this serve.
Well, Mike Amott did make sure that the ball that he picked up was round. It checked it, it rolled it a couple times, and he definitely was able to confirm it. Here's Russell, and he tools it off the hands of the blocker.
Just keep giving Russell the ball. He's not making errors. He's playing smart volleyball, going off hands. You don't need to go up there and absolutely drill it. And I think that's what Jake Haynes is accidentally getting into.
Ace! Yes! I called it, and it's in. Palisade, he says it's not in, but I was pretty sure. Yep.
Yeah, you saw that, Rob. Faster than anybody else in here.
Dozen points aside. Haynes. Oh, that didn't miss by much. Did you want me to yell, not ace?
Yeah. I was waiting. I was like, what are you going to call? Your eyes are way better than mine. I can't see that far.
So now they're going to replace Haynes in the back row with Ensing, Kyle Ensing, another one of the Long Beach State alum.
Yeah, so many players here that played at Long Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also UCLA.
Our good friend Matt Prosser, who works with Volleyball World TV, also played at Long Beach State. There is one into the net from Lucarelli. Maybe that tactic helped on the USA side. Who knows?
And you know, sometimes you just need some fresh blood, some different energy on the court.
13-13. Aaron Russell at Honorato. Another chance for Brazil. And Alun goes off the hands of DeFalco's block.
This was a heavy hit off the hands, too. Big time redirection. You're going to see this. He's going cross court, and it's DeFalco. I think his hands maybe are up just a little too late. He's pressing over at that last second. You know, you see him press over after it's already made the contact. Can he get over earlier?
Schützen. Picked up by Shoji. And then center dump, the lefty, Ma.
You know, you never know what a different setter's going to bring, but I haven't noticed any real difference between him and Christensen. I'm sure there's a different feeling on the court, but he's come in and he's been really aggressive also with his attack choices when he goes second ball.
Well, you mentioned it, best setter Champions League last season. That's this past season. That's pretty good.
Swag.
Yeah, I'd say. And that ball is out with no touch on the block, although Bruno is saying we want a challenge. And often the elite players have elite vision, too.
Yeah. or is this another tactic to slow things down? What is Spraw saying on the side? And you know what? Take advantage of this and talk to your players, right? Use it as a timeout if you're Spraw. He's not letting his players just think about the challenge that's coming up.
Having a long discussion with TJ DeFalco, is the head coach of Team USA. Well, USA almost always in and around the podium. However, it was a bit of a stumble in Tokyo 2020 when they finished in 10th place. Last year at the Worlds improved up to 6th. They were second in the VNL last year. We do expect them to be in the battle for the medals almost every year. Let's see, is there a block touch? Not even close.
Totally a stall tactic. We're on to you, Brazil. We know what you're doing here.
Well, we talked about popular U.S. universities. The man serving the ball now, Taylor Averill, was a Rainbow Warrior at the University of Hawaii, another volleyball powerhouse. Good coverage by the U.S. DeFalco doesn't get much of an approach, never mind.
That's that crafty beat shot. He's going right in between the two defenders, deep short, okay? So here down one, you see Ensing, or pardon me. Here we see Bruno, can't quite reach it, and Tales is behind him. That's really good placement.
How about call Brazil?
Bruno, uma rodada. Eles estão atacando em cima da base. Liga. Primeiro agora. Tostado o tempo todo. Tostado o tempo todo.
Brazil has not been part of a sweep yet this week. Their first match against Germany won 3-1. Second match against Argentina, they had to battle to win that one 3-2. And then lost 3-2 against Cuba in a match that took 2 hours and 22 minutes to play. That was far under 24 hours ago. You were in the same seat.
That was a crazy match. That was actually one of the best matches I've ever seen. Just, they kept going blow for blow.
That one sneaks over the net. Nice dink by Russell. DeFalco! Oh, he just pummeled that
one. Okay. Holy moly. Does the floor need repaired? First of all, okay, great dink from Russell. One arm in the backcourt, and then I think Alain thought he was going to be going off hands, so he drops his hands, but that leaves so much court open. He's caught half of the court to aim at.
Well, you talked about TJ DeFalco playing beach. If that was on the beach, they would have to come out and do some landscaping afterwards. They would have dug such a deep hole. Averill, the 31-year-old out of San Jose, California, gets ready to serve again. That one's long.
Yeah, that's, you know what? It's a good time to go after it. You're up 2 points. You've put a bit of padding on your score, and you got to make it tough for Brazil. You don't want to give them any confidence in their side-out game.
15 serving 17. Alon. And it misses by 2.7 centimeters.
I like the precision there. Okay, that is heavy lifting on the stats, but also I don't know if we're gonna look at it again. Insing, he kind of had to like kick his leg out of the way. He was almost gonna get pounded by it. How far out was that one?
Well, the other one I was wrong on as well. It was more like 8 centimeters. This one's about 14.
The stats you need.
So, Brazil making changes. Abuba coming in. The setter will now be Fernando in place of Bruno. Not because Bruno's doing anything wrong, but because of the rotation.
Double sub, we call it.
Yep, double substitution. And USA comes right back with Holt through the middle.
That's one of those ones, again, I talked about. That serve was too easy, okay? DeFalco just nails it right up to Ma'a, and then Holt puts it away. I mean, it looks hard because they're out of kind of like, you know, out of comfort zone, but they nail it.
So first set, we saw those numbers, 33% on all 3 sides, but they lost the set, so maybe that wasn't the right number. Oh, Shoji trying to track this ball down. Can't quite do it.
Now, for the Americans, what they're going to have to regroup on is their communication. Because I actually think DeFalco had a better angle to dig this ball. He's behind the ball, whereas Ma'a is chasing it. So they need to talk to each other. DeFalco needs to yell, "I'm here, I'm here."
Communication, the key, it sounds like. Here's Russell. And wow, just a smart play. Sees the arms of the blocker, banks it off it.
Yeah, a little wink there. I like his spirit on the court. It's not too high, it's not too low, and that's really what you need on an outside hitter. Because if they get too dramatic, it really takes the whole team down. Needs to be steady, and that's what Russell is.
Holt playing middle blocker in this game, which he usually does, but last night he was the backup libero. This is going to be pushed deep by Christensen. Here's a chance for Brazil, and they take full advantage.
I was going to ask ourselves, where did Jutsen go? He kind of disappeared for a couple rallies there, and he comes back in a big way. Great set. And this one, he did not disguise where he was going. He's like, I see 5, and I am going there.
Interesting, when Eric Shoji just came on the floor, he was like moving his arms around as if to like be in like a relaxing sort of yoga position to just sort of tell his teammates, just loosen up, guys, just relax. And I don't know if that was a relaxing leave for Aaron Russell, but he left it, and it was the right call.
Bruno is actually looking at the referee, wondering how far it was out. We see the replay, says okay, but I think he was questioning everything.
Kyle Ensing serves it at Lucarelli. Alon, that's dog it. Another chance for Brazil. row attack on Orlando. Doesn't get much on it, but he was over the attack line, and it's point USA.
That's a tough one for Brazil. You can see here, oh, he's way over too. Usually it's just, you know, the toe kind of grazing it, but, and that, I think that's on Bruno. He's got to set the ball a little farther back for him.
You heard it here first. A criticism of Bruno.
I know, I'm
Just
so
kidding.
terrified to say that.
I'm kidding.
No, but it's scary.
I bet he would do the same, though. I bet he'd criticize himself on that.
But he'd say, wait, you a libero for Canada? You're questioning me, an Olympic gold medalist MVP? That's where the difference comes in.
Yeah, I know. But I find that elite athletes are often the most hard on themselves.
Agreed.
You know, someone might say something, though, yeah, I totally agree. I should have been way better than that. Here's, look at Eddie. Well, he goes for the gusto, but he misses, and USA is inching now towards a second set. They're up by 4. There's Aaron Russell. Is that an ace? No, that is not. Doesn't miss by much, but does miss. Aaron Russell, 30-year-old out of Ellicott City, Maryland. And yeah, it missed by some centimeters. Nice call, nice leave there for Artur. Ma sets up Russell from the back row, and love that call by the USA setter, and it is set point for the American side. Slowly finding their game. After a shaky opening set, can they seal the deal here? Not yet. Alon hammers that from that opposite position. Just through the arms of DeFalco, who's trying to get set up on that block. Easier said than done. Alon, the 29-year-old, who was the MVP of the South American Championships a few years ago. Another chance for DeFalco, maybe? No, it's going to go down through the middle. And is it ever going to go down? Max Holt drops it down on the Brazil side, and USA battles back to tie up the match at 1 set apiece. After losing the first 25-19, they storm back to take the second 25-20. And their coach talked about winning Messi yesterday against Canada. Maybe they have to win Messi again today against USA. Against Brazil, rather. Well, it didn't, maybe it wasn't a thing of beauty in the traditional sense, but man, was it ever effective. That play to Max Holt, the 2-time Olympian. Bruno's team will look to respond in set 3, and who's to say they won't do it after the way they played in that opening set and in good chunks of that second set as well. After this week, USA will be heading to the Netherlands, to Rotterdam. The Brazilian team will be heading to France, to Orleans. As we take a look at those second set numbers, USA impressive attacking, better on in the ace numbers as well, and probably still not happy with the number of errors they committed. Claire Hanna has weaved her way down to the sidelines through all of the Brazilian fans and some American fans. And she's going to try to catch up with the coaches, Serena Del Soto from Brazil and John Spiro from Team USA. Now we've seen an ace or two in this match, but not reams of them. Claire, take it away with Coach Spiro when you get a chance.
Thank you very much, Rob. John, against Canada last night, you had multiple players step up to get the job done. Who's stepping up right now?
I just think I think collectively, I know you want an answer, like a specific. I don't know that I have one for you. We had a really nice serving run from a couple guys late that just got us 1 or 2 points. I think gave us a little bit of confidence. But I think collectively, we were in the middle of that second set. We're down 0-1. I just felt like the guys made a couple plays and stayed together. So I don't know if there was one guy, but we're good as a team.
It's a team unit always for you guys. What is Brazil doing that's making things challenging, especially in that first set?
Well, I think they're playing much better defense than the other opponents than we've played so far this week. I think there was plays that we're used to ending that they're getting back up. They're attacking the ball really well high into the block, so they're not making very many unforced errors, and they're getting a lot of balls back on their side. So they're not making very many unforced errors. A couple late that helped us late in that second set.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
So she switches sides to the sidelines of Brazil. And Claire, take it away with Coach Del Zotto.
Yes, actually, one of the members of the coaching staff, Renato. Renato, before the game, you said you wanted to make USA feel disconnected. Do you think you're achieving that?
Yeah, both teams are trying to find the engagement, the correct way to play. In the first set, we make trouble for them and in their reception and with effective transition. And the second set, they have done the same, making trouble in our reception. They lost 10 service, but they break our reception and could work in block and defense and transition. So this is a very high-level match, and let's see.
What will your message be to your team as you go into this third set?
The message is continue pushing, continue fighting, and together, helping each other, and trying to find a way to break them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's very interesting. Trying to find a way to break them. And obviously, the Brazilian coach is happy with the way they broke USA in the first set. Not nearly so happy in set number 2. But ebbs and flows in this game. Sometimes a team can only maintain it for one set, lose a set, bring it back. And sometimes a team will stutter early and then come back and keep building through the match. So will Brazil find an answer here in set 3, or will USA continue to build on what they built in set number 2? I can tell you this, USA changing things a little bit. Kyle Ensing is going to start in this third set at opposite. Interestingly enough, Nick Haynes, who did have some errors, also brought in some nice contributions. 8 points, 3 service aces for Haynes in his time on the floor. So you get the good, you get the bad. They've decided to give Ensing a shot. TJ DeFalco, always one to watch. He's been playing pro in Poland. There's Max Holt. There's Bruno, of course. Alain. Front row position. And here we go. Set number 3. USA in white serving Brazil in their greens and blues. Of the blocker Russell. And Brazil draws first blood here in set number 3. And I said hands really went off the arm of Russell. Here's Schützen, 24-year-old who's the best blocker in the Brazilian Super League this past season. The attack from DeFalco is a monster shot that goes off the hands of the Brazilian and out, and USA coming right back. He just hits the ball so hard. What's amazing about TJ DeFalco, as you're catching your breath from going down, is he's been doing this since he was, 18 years old, kind of subbing in out of the U.S. team since he was a college player, and he continues to do it well into his professional career and keeps getting better. as we see Brazil bounce right back.
Well, that's what you hope for, right? Every player wants to continue building on the experience, and it's kind of just like leveling out. How consistent can you be at a high level all the time?
Right. Something I'm aiming for in my broadcasting career. Sometimes there's still ebbs and flows. How about that? It's an ace for Alun.
4 players on serve receipt for the United States. That's how much they respect Alun's serve, because usually you see 3, sometimes 2. 2's a bit of a disrespect. It's like shade, you know? We only think we need 2 passes against your server.
That's a good pass. And that's a better block. Alarato and Flavio. Yeah, Flavio.
Yeah, this is nice. This is really, really nice. And you heard John Spra there saying, you know, we need to do better hitting high against their block when we spoke to him after the second timeout, or set.
Overpass, another chance for Brazil to add to their lead. And no touch on that. So it is point USA. They needed that.
Look at also how they hold Avril, the middle blocker. He's one-on-one. It's out. That's a really bad error, because when you've gotten that gift of a one blocker, you got to put it away.
Russell's serve, kind of a hard floater at Alarato, and Brazil comes right back. Flavio.
And this one I was watching Avril again. He gives that bunny hop. Watch this, on the middle blocker, because he's got to respect Octavio. And then back row, boom. And that's just good setting from Bruno.
Five serving 2. And what about that from Amarato? An ace and a timeout already from USA.
I have the tiger for Honorado, hey? He aces this, and then he just, not even a celebration. This is business. Business for Brazil.
Hey, battle back,
Just a few little reminders from the coach, I feel like. Not so much a shaking down of the team or anything, just a pause.
Yeah, you want to let things get out of hand, especially against Brazil. 6-2, that's a big deficit to start out with. They're already going to have to claw their way back into this, but you don't want it to be 5 points or more.
So USA will be hoping that Honorado was rattled by that break, and he serves again. He wasn't rattled. But good enough. Maybe it wasn't a tough enough serve to put the U.S. on their heels.
Yeah, Alun's taking it too. He's saying, okay, I could have had that dig, kind of in position. He gets one arm on it. It's so hard to defend middle blockers, okay? The attack speed, that was slowed down, and it's quite quick. Imagine it in real time.
Here's Avril. Serve, it's short. And the back row attack is beautiful from Alun.
And that's what you look for. Alun and the chemistry with Bruno. They have played together a long time. Before Alun, the starter was actually Alun's brother, and they're similar players, both on the opposite side, and that's nice and high. He gets such a big swing on that.
His spike touch, 3'67", Claire. If you need any light bulbs changed at your house, he can help out.
Can he paint my roof? Can he paint my ceilings?
So USA missing that cross-court shot from Ensing. No touch on the block. And again, Brazil now adding to their lead, 8-3. Flavio to serve. Russell's got it. Holt's got it.
So can the United States right now, their challenge is, can they stay connected? This was a really nice connected play. And look how far Ma's pushing out Holt, okay? There was a big amount of separation there.
The USA setter, Micah Ma. Oh my goodness, down the line.
And I see Shoji. He's actually looking up at the screen. He wants to see it. Was he out of position? That is such a nice hit. But here's the thing. He does need to be right on that line because he's behind the block, okay? Get behind the shadow. Get on the edge so you can see that and just take it all. I'm allowed to say it too because I'm a libero, okay? Remember that.
USA out of system. DeFalco's going to swing and get blocked. Brazil ready with a triple block, and they stuff it down.
Just a wall, too. Like this triple block, it's up there, it's steady, it's stopped. There's nowhere to go. It's not floating. Look at these guys all in sync.
Another tough serve, and again, Russell's going to bump set it up to DeFalco. Just at the net, and it falls on the USA side. And there is confusion on the team in white.
We're seeing the USA really bend right now, and I want to know if they're going to break. But here's the thing. DeFalco, he's intending for that ball to come back, okay? He knows he can't get it through. The set's too tight, so he's trying to recycle it, and that's where the team needs to cover.
Shoji has to work to pick that one up. Oh, look at that! The old windmill play by Russell. And they keep it alive. It's a free ball pushed over by the U.S. Bruno trying to take advantage. Another dig! Another chance for Brazil. Bruno sets up Lucarelli. Oh, it's blocked out. But that might just be enough of an encouragement for the USA team.
Holy Rob! They were like digging all the way to China on this one. They were so good, and that was a great save from Russell. That is so hard to do when you're in the air. Unfortunately, Ensing, he's just floating on the block at the last second, but he works hard. He was on his horse trying to close it.
One at a time. Stay in. Okay, stay in. Keep showing that fight. Stay in. Yeah, that's right. Get a little run, get a style. Pass that ball, keep talking seams, keep talking forward, keep looking at each other. Get to the next point. See if we get a little run late. Get him to take a timeout. That's our goal right here.
Hey, come on, boys. 1, 2, 3.
USA. Nice shot.
Interesting strategy. Get them to take a timeout. Put that much pressure on them.
Well, you know, if they're making Brazil take a timeout, that they've gotten their way back into this. And right now, the mentality of Team USA has to be 1 point at a time. Do not look at the score, okay? That's intimidating. That is scary. You're down by 8 points, okay? So can we think about getting to 5, and then to 6, and then to 7, and so on and so forth?
Well, you know, Coach Spiro had no desire to take that timeout that early, but had no choice, he felt. And Bruno with a rare service fault.
Hey, and they got to 5, okay? It's a matter of just chipping away.
And also there seemed to be some discussion about sticking together on the floor. Communication. USA looking for answers. Here's DeFalco. Tough serve. Talas has got it. Here comes Alain. He's blocked. And through the middle. What a great set by Bruno.
And this is as much a point to Bruno as it is to Schutzen, because look at Maxwell Holt. He was already releasing. He thought this was going to be going out to Alain on the right, or pardon me, on the opposite side, and he burns Holt, and that feels so good for a setter, because you know you accomplished what you wanted to and gave your hitter no block.
Into the game for USA, Mugatusha at outside, and I saw someone else, Cody Kessel as well. So this is an opportunity for some of the other players who haven't played much to see what they can do for Team USA. Ensing says, there's what I can do from the opposite position.
And you know, he's still just settling into this match, okay? He got in midway through that second set. Sometimes it takes a little time to find the rhythm, and that's what Spraw wants to do. Okay, so can Ensing play with Ma? Can Ensing play with Christensen? Who can, every combination needs to be ticked off.
That's a really good point, because it's a 12-game VNL season. There's a beautiful block by Garrett Mugatusha.
Yeah, and Mugatusha comes in too off the bench, okay? Here he is, massive block. It's a little swing block, okay? But he takes away a lot of court.
wasn't happy with something there, and then he misses the serve long, trying to go cross court. (14 serving 7). Brazil is fully in the driver's seat and buckled in. NSYNC tries to drop it in, and we've got a net touch.
I like that the Americans are switching up their offensive tactics. This one's a roll shot. Also, when you're blocking and you see the hitter start to change it up, whether it's a tip or in this case a roll shot, it's really easy to actually overreach it because you're saying, oh, I can get it. Wait, I can get it. It's not hard. But in this case, I think it was just a jersey grazing the net.
Well, Flavio and Honorato almost slammed into each other. I think that's what you oohed about. Moss sets it up for Mugatatia, and he thought he had got it off the block, but it is going to be point Brazil, no touch.
Yeah, this one, he's clearly going for hands. It's a really nice high swing, going for that cross court, maybe that outside hand for Flavio, but misses.
Alun. USA trying to go through the middle. Now Shoji sets Mugatutia. That's picked up by Lucarelli. Good coverage by USA. They send it back over. Free ball chance for Brazil. Honorato picked up by Averill. Mugatutia tried to get a little greedy.
Well, and the thing is, there were some great digs, okay? This is a really tough dig for Shoji to make. So they keep it alive on this one. And then here, Shoji's just desperately trying to get it up to Muagatutia. And Muagatutia needs to make a play. I saw him saying, you need to set that higher. I'm sorry, Shoji just saved the ball, okay? He's trying to put you in an angle. You've got to better that ball.
Yeah, always try to put your team in a better spot than the previous ball, right? 16 serving 8. USA going to its bench, trying to find some answers. Also maybe giving their starting lineup a bit of a breather, and that is an out call on that serve.
Just barely, though. You know, like, I was waiting for the call because Muagatutia is almost diving to just make this pass, and I think they're passing 4, but didn't touch it, let it go.
Garrett Muagatutia now playing in Jakarta, Indonesia professionally. And that is hammered down the line by Honorato.
He's so springy. I love watching him attack. He pops up here. Look at all that line, 2 left. Ma did not get out there quick enough. He's got to release, take something away from Honorato.
Good feeling on that set from Ma.
This is a really nice pass on a tough serve. And their Averill is actually above the block. That's how quick the set was. They kind of outpaced the Brazilian block.
I think if you're USA now, you're saying, okay, let's just outscore them the rest of the way in this set and give ourselves a little bit of confidence. And that's not going to do it.
Yeah, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but the chances of the United States winning this set, it's like a unicorn if they can do it, okay?
Right.
So you're starting to build towards the next set. You know that you're going to have a 4th,
right,
no matter what, because the first 2 sets were split. So can you just like reset your mind, get some momentum.
Big swing. And USA gets rewarded. Cody Kessel.
And watch USA come back and win this set, but that's the kind of thing you're going to talk about for ages. Remember when they were down by this much and they came back and won it?
You'll be all over the internet. It'll be Debbie Downer going viral. Oh, here they come. Couple of points.
They heard me. They said, let's prove that commentator wrong. And really, they're trying to prove this whole crowd, this Brazilian-led crowd in Canada wrong.
Yeah, good point.
And here's the thing, NSYNC's dropping his hands because he sees the tip last second, but still kind of blocks it. It was almost like a hybrid block set over the net. the slok, if you will.
There you go. Interesting, Brazil sticking with Bruno in at center. Not resting him at all, and USA is stirring just a little bit.
Yep. And look at the personnel on the court too, right? There's no DeFalco. Haynes has been taken out. You've got a totally different group than what they started with.
Russell on the bench. Holt. Only starting middle out there, and that one's going to drop at his feet, quite literally.
Yeah, Kessel just kind of trying to get something up. I mean, that's a really good strategy. You can't use your feet. You're allowed to kick the ball up. Just needs to go off some part of your body.
Bruno, 1913, Brazil. Bump set across, Ensing, and that was a bit of a paintbrush. It's out by a long shot, no touch. Pretty good connection there with Holt. Picked up though by Brazil. And that is another Brazilian point. The crowd loves it here in Ottawa.
MVP of that point, Tales. This was just a wicked dig, okay? I know Bruno's chasing it, but Holt really, as you mentioned, connects on that. Tales, though, perfect position, bumps it up.
Float, serve from Bruno. Here's Ensing. And this is going to be a point for Brazil. Ensing must have touched the net.
Yeah, interesting that DeFalco's on the bench. This is the first time, you know, I mean, he's been subbed out before, but I wish I'd asked Spraw, knowing that he wouldn't be starting. Are you taking him out to give somebody else a chance, or are you disappointed in how he's playing? Who knows what he would have really said, but...
Well, he said, I know what answer you wanted me to give when you did ask your question.
He's media trained.
Oh, my goodness. And that drops down at the feet of the Brazilians that time. For a split second, I thought it was blocked, but it lands on the Brazil side off Lucarelli, or at least shoots him.
You know he's right there, though. That's the power of the block, okay? If they can just change it, push over their arms a bit more.
And Kessel's serve is a little too short.
Yeah, Kessel's actually the least experienced member of this USA squad. Even at 33 years old, he's only played 35 international matches for Team USA.
Adriano, who had some starts earlier in the week, coming off the bench here. That outside hitter for Brazil. And Kessel from the back row, but they're going to call this on a carry.
Yeah, that's a kind of a weird call. That means you've just held on to it a little bit more, but this looks like a big attack, but I thought it was clean, but they're calling this tight.
That's an odd call, I think, but it is set point Brazil. Maybe it's best for everyone if the set gets over soon. Shoji doing everything to keep it alive, and USA is not done yet in set number 3.
One of the characteristics of both of these teams is how hard they work. And here they are, Brazil, with set point, and Bruno is frustrated like they just lost the match. That's how upset he is. That's how competitive he is.
Well, there it is. The set goes the way of Brazil. We knew it would. 25-15 is how it ends. Now the question is, can USA do a full reset and turn this into a 5-set match?
Well, we've got everything in this match, okay? It's so thrilling. I know that set wasn't that tight, but it's back and forth. Both teams continue to respond when they get back on the court, and we got a great fan base, okay? There are American fans here, we swear, even though we are just focusing on all the Brazilian ones because they are dominating TD Place.
I I'm just so amazed at the rebound of this Brazilian team in less than 24 hours after an emotional loss against Cuba in 5 sets, a match that went almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And they just turned it around and pretended that didn't happen.
Before the match, or sorry, after the match, they said they were bad. They couldn't reach the level they wanted to. They also said that they were tired, but here's what they did. Right after the match, yesterday, they went back to their hotel and they watched Canada-USA live. And while they were watching that, they were keeping their eyes on what the United States were doing. And then that's when they said, we need to serve better, but let's disconnect the American squad. This American squad are so familiar with one another. You know, we've broken down the age. They're also the oldest team in VNL, I think, with an average age of something like 33, 34. That's crazy in volleyball years, if you will. But yeah, Brazil, they've kind of, right now, they've been, at least in that set, they figured out the trick. So these are Brazil's serves, where they've placed the majority of their balls. That's in that left side position. And what you're doing there is you're challenging the seam between the libero and the front row power hitter. You're making them question who's going to take the ball, and you try to make that front row power hitter pass so that they also have to get out and also attack.
USA is really trying to target.
I thought it was going to be another 33, 33, 33. But
no.
Truthfully, you know, you don't serve to one that often because that's where you have a back row passer. So if you serve to one, it's like it's the easiest person to make the pass and all the hitters are in system. So, but 60% in the middle, that's probably a little higher than they want, but they might be attacking the libero in this case, Thales.
Brazil trying to finish strong in Volleyball Nations League week number 1. They have 2 wins already. They have a chance to make it 3. USA already has 3 wins. They were hoping to make it 4. And here's what's interesting. They are going back to Haynes in the lineup. They are keeping Kessel in the lineup as USA.
But no DeFalco.
No DeFalco, no.
That's the one that it doesn't surprise me because he's played every match so far. And these matches, while they do count, it's really important for each of these teams to be sorting out their depth chart, okay? The Olympics are a year away. That's the main goal. Work out the kinks now. Figure out who's going to be on that roster for Paris 2024.
And if you're wondering why not Matt Anderson, well, Matt told me last night he's just a week off of coming off an ankle injury, a sprained ankle, so it's load management, I think. Here we go, set number 4, Brazil in green and blue, serving USA in white. Holt through the middle, that's picked up by Thales, who's been dynamite. Kessel gets an arm on it. Mop, Mugatutia. He's gonna get another swing, goes with the left, bumped up by Brazil. Here they come on the back, and it's gonna be Brazil point. We have a net touch.
There's a bit of communication actually going between the first and the second referee. Sometimes there's like little signals, and I wonder if there was actually, yeah, they talk about a touch. Here we're gonna see again, oh yeah, you see right in the middle, Holt, his forearm, boom, on the white part of the net.
So Brazil gets the jump here in set number 3 on the way to 25. If we need set number 4, if we need a 5th set, it'll be a sprint to 15. USA hoping that's the case.
It always interests me how teams come out after one. They've won a set very confidently, in this case Brazil, and also when you've lost a set by a lot. What's the response from both teams?
Max Holt, a 3-time Olympian. Here's Honorato, that's off the hands of the blocker, and there's too big of a hole.
Yeah, and Honorato gets a big hug from his setter, Bruno. Here's the thing, it's a bump set from way in the back. He's got a triple block, but he challenges it, goes right after it.
Is Kessel, is that right? Is he too deep? It's hard to know.
It's a tough dig because here's the thing. Honorato could go really high off hands, then you need to chase it down. So that's a really good hit. And he's in the right place. Just he got him in the middleman ground.
If they get some hard off hands and he goes and tracks it down, he looks like a genius.
Yeah, exactly.
And that time, the middle attack is going to work for USA. Averill gets rewarded.
Oh, that's a nice cutback, too. I didn't realize his hand. I thought he was really aiming that way, but he just turned his wrist at the last second.
Haynes still trouble finding that distance. He does have 3 aces in the match. Let's not forget about that. They came much earlier.
Yeah, that one, though, significantly out. Haynes needs to at least challenge that serve receive to make more of a decision. That one, easy leave.
Tutia. Now Moss going to take it himself, but he hits the net on the follow-through.
Bruno is so involved at every point. I know he's the setter, but right away he recognized that there was somebody on the net. There's hand slaps under the net after between both teams. That sportsmanship. But here's the thing. It's a very, very smart play to go up. There's no block. They don't expect that. But Moss just got to get his hand off that net.
Averill through the middle. Good job by Lucarelli to keep it alive. Honorato with a tip. Americans have it covered. Muagatutia. And that's block out. And USA fighting back to tie.
Right now, Brazil, they're dipped in their energy. They're looking a little tired. After that point, they didn't come into the middle. I mean, they've got some good plays. Here's Haynes, a little fresh. He had the last set off. But that's a block that's kind of got to be there. Muagatutia, you can't let him chip it off that way.
He's back at the service line now. 35-year-old from Oceanside, California. Honorato is blocked, and it's Ma who gets a big piece of it.
And you see the energy has shifted. I think USA is looking more comfortable, more confident in this set. And blocking gives you so much energy, Rob, okay? Sometimes I ask players, would you rather make a big dig or a big block? Well, the block ends the point and also really gives you that swag feeling.
I can imagine. Oh, how about swag there with Flavio?
The flying Flavio, if you will. This one, you know, sometimes middle blockers only get a 2-step approach, but this one, he's just got just a huge swing, soaring in the air, and in the direction he's hitting, there is no block.
Well, if you're a fan of the Block Devils at Perugia, you know about Flavio. This is an overpass. And finally pushed down by Lucarelli. Brazil was messing with the USA on that play a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you're getting crafty. You're kind of playing mind games. And the fact that Bruno can, first of all, he's looking towards the net and side set that with that angle, that is why he was the MVP of the Olympics. That is why he's one of the best in the world.
Honorato serves it at Kessel. Oh, down the line, Haynes.
See, Haynes, I want to, like, you can't tell a player what kind of personality they need to bring, but when he makes a mistake, he's kind of down, but I want to see him get up a bit more for that. You know, there, okay, I see it there, but, you know, bring that energy back to your squad.
Yeah, everybody's wired differently, though, right? You never
Exactly, I know. It's like telling a woman to smile. Don't do it.
Oh, and that's a good block by the U.S., but not quite good enough. Comes way over from the right side on the Brazilian attack. Somehow it goes out on the other side.
Yeah, that was close. Really good job from Kessel, trying to hustle out, close that edge.
So we've got a 1-point game again. Brazil clinging to the lead. Flavio's going to head to the bench for a breather, make way for Talas. Micah Ma.
He brought the power on this one. Wow, right down the block seam. Okay, here we go. 2 blockers. There's just an inch, and he finds it and makes the Americans pay.
Kessel, and that is going to go out off of the from Bruno.
He followed that with his eyes. You can see, is it gonna be in? But you know what? In volleyball, sometimes you just gotta be in the right position to try to make the dig and kind of, you hope the ball lands in. You hope it goes okay.
Hit me and go to the right place. You try to put yourself in the spot. Kessel, float serve deep at Lucarelli. Oh my goodness, Schutzen.
I'm laughing because Schutzen and Bruno, I just like what they've got going on, okay? They've got a really good thing with chemistry right now. And Schutzen, he's been hitting so many angles. If you've been charting where his attack kills have been, left, right, 5-1 everywhere.
And that's an ace. Lucarelli.
Just, again, they've kept it on. The Americans got into the set at the beginning, but right now, to me, it feels like Brazil was playing in that third set, dominating.
Make sure when you're going back in there, you're dialing in a target. Get it on outside. Get it on Lucarelli here. Okay, get it on Lucarelli. All right.
Let's go, boys.
All right. Yep. No, come on. Right now, huh? Come on. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Come on, boys.
1, 2, 3.
USA. Hey, Aaron.
So what Spra is saying is when they're serving, choose targets, okay? Don't just go and just serve. You got to choose a person, and then he says Lucarelli. I think right now Lucarelli, when he is in serve receive, will be that front row power hitter. Make him think, make him pass, and then also make him attack. That's a lot of load on one player when there's 6 players on a court.
Lucarelli's first going to serve the ball. He leads the match with 15 points, 11 on attack, 3 block points, and an ace. His team up by 3. Coming out of a timeout, and the service rotation problem on the U.S. Another point for Brazil.
Oh, those are mental errors. You have to be organized. You got to come out of a timeout focused, especially when you took the timeout, and especially when the server misses.
Yeah. And now you know he's going to bring the heat, because it feels like a freebie. He does, but the Americans managed to get it up, and they get it down via Haynes.
Yeah, that's a nice attack. Really strong down the line. I think that's Haynes' favorite angle, to be honest. He doesn't have much line to work with, okay? Maybe a foot, just the size of the ball almost, but he goes after it. Just his arm swing naturally likes that.
Here's Holt. Didn't miss by much. That's the catch-22 the U.S. is in. They've got to apply the service pressure, and yet that's what happens sometimes.
Especially when you're down 4. This is not the time to take anything off of your serve.
Shoots him to serve now. Trying to take full advantage of his start that he got today. USA gets another crack at it. Mugatutia, does he catch the corner? You bet.
And that set had speed. Ma really just drilling it out there. It's almost like a middle attack if a middle had been hitting what we call a 30. And I think in that case, the Brazilian defense just wasn't ready.
Jake Haynes. Oh my, it's out. The referee had to wait and see what his monitor showed him.
How many centimeters though, Rob?
2.
We're not getting that official replay, you know, where they actually show us the ball dead, but that, I know, that's debatable.
Wow. But that was the wrong angle for us to get a full look at it, but that was so close. Spiros questioning the referee there. Referee saying, I actually have the monitor. I can see.
I didn't have replay in this moment.
Here's the thing. So I think they're actually still complaining about the point before. We're going to listen. If we can listen in.
Now, even the Americans on the bench are complaining to the secondary officials.
Relevant. This is not relevant. This is relevant. You see, this is not relevant. This is not relevant. This is relevant. I have mine. This is it. John, I have mine. This is relevant. You know, not this. This is relevant.
No, but they didn't show a replay. Did you have an instant?
Yes, I have. This is relevant. This is relevant.
So they didn't present it onto the big screen.
Yes.
And I can see how this would be frustrating because as players, you're looking at the screen sometimes even in other rallies to see where the block is, and you just want to see where the ball landed. We were kind of joking about it. We didn't get the right angle too. We never saw that ball imprint and how close it was to the line. And it kind of looks like it's in from that angle, but the referee's saying, no, I've seen it, and you got to trust me. And it's true.
I know, but the team is saying, like in the old system, they would have called a challenge and everyone would have got to see it, not just the referee. Back underway, and USA comes up big with a block.
So what's dangerous about what just happened in the last 30 seconds is it's kind of fired the Americans up, okay? You go back to the court and you're a little ticked off. You're a little angry, and you want to make some plays, and Kessel comes up big time.
By the way, the referee doing a solid job in the game. He's in control. Vladimir Simonovic from Switzerland. He knows his stuff. Luka to Tia. Oh, nice dig. Here's Haynes, picked up by Tallis. Bruno back, set through the middle, and it's going to follow the USA side off the block.
I will say really nice composure from both teams. They were playing controlled volleyball. That one, I don't even call it an error because it's just a really nice set. And here's the thing, for maybe a hint of a second, Cody Kessel was releasing to the outside, and then he realizes he has to go middle. Maybe that's the small error.
Honorato serves it long, and the USA leaves it.
And Honorato, he knows that this was a chance to put a 3-point lead into a set that if they win the match.
And at least make them have to play it. Taylor Averill. And just a smooth, clean side out from Lucarelli.
And that's just what he does. He is automatic. Here he is, recognizes that there's a bit of a reach from Ma and goes off those hands. But yeah, he easily could have gone cross court and probably got the job done too.
Flavio's float serve. Here comes Kessel. First took the pass, made the pass, and then finishes the play.
I like it. Teams are just exchanging points, you know, back and forth, side out, side out, side out. That's great volleyball.
I love the movement that it felt like the U.S. had on that play. Just keep the other team guessing a little bit more. Micah Moss serves it hard when they go it. Lucarelli, as the coach suggested. Nice dig. Kessel picked up by Honorato. Lucarelli blocked down, and it's a one-point game.
Kessel, I think, spent more energy on that celebration around the court than he did on the block. But watch this, Kessel gets over there, he closes it, and he's there just at the last second, denies Lucarelli, and then goes for a run, goes for a mini marathon.
I love it. Bring in the energy into Ottawa here on the final day of week 1 of the VNL. And a nice attempt, but Schutzen wins the day on that point.
And you know, Schutzen really had some heavy hits. This one gets a piece of the tape, but guess what? It still works. Doesn't need to be pretty. It's an ugly point.
Well, USA talked about winning, was it ugly the word they used yesterday against Canada? They're going to need to do that again here if they want to try to win. Haynes. Oh, nice attempt, and they keep it alive. Oh, but Brazil, too much.
Yeah, and you know what? Haynes here, he didn't give his full height for jump. I actually think he had a bit more. He goes right into the block, and then here he's late on the, or too early rather. You see him jump up, he's got to wait a little bit more. I think he's just out of rhythm.
And Kessel from the opposite position sneaks it cross court.
He is the guy you want to give the ball to right now. I'm looking at this rotation. Yep, he's in the backcourt now serving. And I don't know, we haven't seen him attack a ton from the backcourt, but he's really steady. He is focused in.
We haven't seen him a ton at all. Period.
Yeah.
He just came in yesterday for a little bit, or earlier in the week. It was yesterday. And that goes block out. USA thought maybe it had deflected off the Brazil player. No such luck.
It's like nothing's quite working for the Americans right now. They're mostly in block position, and then it goes just out. Like, they're missing by millimeters, but that's the difference.
Down by 3. Shoji throws his whole body into it. Left-hand tip from Holt. And joust at the net. Won by Schützen and Brazil. Timeout call USA.
Hey, we're not stopping now. Keep going. Right out right here.
Hey, on a line. Just make sure we're going here. We're getting a good job getting on that line. Area 6 is right here. That's working very. That's working well. Okay. So let's make sure we do that. Come to Lucarelli. Hey, just make sure right now if you're in back row, you're just playing tips and rolls right here. Okay. Be balanced so you can go this way too. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Interesting. Back row will be ready for those tips and rolls, the coach says.
Well, here's the thing. They've got a 4-point lead, Brazil, and so they can afford to really play up with their attack. They don't need to be safe or careful. They can really change it up and make the American defense have to be patient.
Ricardo Lucarelli leads the match in scoring with 17 points. One more and he'll match his jersey number. And his serve misses cross court.
Might be enough of an opening for the Americans. Still down 3. This is a big side out here for Brazil if they can get to 20.
Max Holt. Hard serve. Tallis comes up with it. Honorato blocked. Bruno sets Allen. And the Americans can't keep that ball up in the air.
Man, Brazil was powerful on this. Bruno, his first set was actually a little tight out to Honorato. His second one right on the money, and Allen just really destroys this ball cross court.
Schützen now working on a 12-point game of his own. Here's Kessel. Yeah, hot hand. Why not? Pipe attack.
Well, the Americans are not going down without a fight, and this is another solid side out. Back row attack. We talked about Kessel. What's he going to bring from that back row? That's a solid angle to 5.
Here comes Jake Haynes. Wicked serve, creates an overpass. And then Haynes tools it off the block. And it's a 2-point game.
This is a solid set from Ma, because he's going up, and you're like, wait, is he going to attack? No, last second goes to Haynes, and Haynes is ready. That's what's most important, because sometimes when your setter's going up and you think he's going to attack, you got to hesitate for a second on your approach, but he was there.
So now Brazil calls the timeout.
Ele viu que tá aqui, tinha bom caminho, tá vindo pra paralela, e estourar, mas bem invadido lá com o braço esquerdo, beleza? Sadar, linha de passe aqui, centralizar, fazer o side-out, tá? Vai continuar firme, tá? Pressão, tá? Pegar as prioridades no ataque, galera, tá? Obrigado.
The crowd in attendance at the arena at TD Place is getting a great show this afternoon. 2 international volleyball superpowers going toe-to-toe. Brazil leads the match 2-1, leads this 4th set, 2018. But USA serving. Nick Haynes, who's got 11 points in the match.
And these teams teams are so tight in the world standings. USA's third, Brazil's fourth. Brazil was second yesterday, but dropped 2 points after that loss to Cuba. It's just like, it's a constant battle, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be on the top. Get that supremacy in the rankings.
6'10" Artur comes into the game in the front row. And Averill pounds one down. USA back within 2. Artur back out of the game again. Honorato comes in. Muagututia. Bit of confusion on the Brazilian side, but they come back quickly with Flavio.
Well, this is just a powerful attack down to position 1. Flavio, he's angled to 5, and then in the middle of the air changes the direction of his attack. And that's why he's one of the best.
Kessel. Wow. You're right. He has got the hot hand. Just give him the ball.
Yeah. He's come into this fearless. And these swings, he's just going for broke. And that's how you got to play when you're down by 3 or down by 2 at this point in a must-win set. He scares me right now. If I was on Brazil, I'd be watching for him.
He was a Tiger. That's why. He was a Princeton Tiger. These Tigers are scary. Here comes Brazil again. There's the block from the U.S. Brazil's going to track it down. Lucarelli blocked. And USA can't cover it. What a shame.
USA couldn't cover it, but Brazil sure did cover it. Lucarelli on that first play, he goes up and swings so hard. Then the set is tight, and look at how hard he swings. Most people would be expecting, oh, he's going to put a roll shot in. He just goes so hard off the block.
Gets a bit scary when your opposition has 23 on the board. It is 23 serving 20. Flavio, number 23, sends it into play. Here's Holt. That's out. No, there's a touch. There's a touch. It's a 2-point game again. USA was confident all along. They knew that was going to be a touch. Bruno's was out for a minute. He's coming back in again. Garrett Muagututia to serve, or Ma rather to serve. Lucarelli, that's picked up by the U.S. Recovered by Kessel. And net touch on USA. Now it is match point Brazil. USA looking for at least a minor miracle here. Brazil looking to finish this off in 4 sets. Bruno. Kessel. Blocked! Game over! Brazil with a stunning upset of USA. Upset because the U.S. had looked so formidable in their first 3 matches.